How could World War III affect the landscape of the world as we know it? This is a question that has intrigued political analysts and laymen alike. It's a chilling scenario to contemplate. A conflict of such magnitude could trigger monumental shifts in global politics and economies. With the world's geopolitical landscape in a constant state of flux, certain countries would bear the brunt of these changes more severely than others. In this video, we will delve into which countries could be the most severely affected and why. First on our list is the United States. Now, why the United States, you ask? There are a number of reasons why the US would be severely impacted in the event of a Third World War, and it all starts with its status as a global superpower. This role comes with a significant level of responsibility and influence on the global stage, making the United States both a beacon of hope and a target of contention. As a global superpower, the US has drawn lines in the sand, made alliances, and established itself as a protector of certain values and ideologies. Consequently, any global conflict would undeniably pull the US into the eye of the storm, making it a prime target for adversaries. Moreover, the United States' global military presence is another factor that could exacerbate its vulnerability in a World War scenario. With numerous military bases scattered across the globe, from Europe to Asia, the Middle East, and the Pacific, the US has a large footprint. These bases, while serving as strategic assets, also present potential targets for enemy forces. The sheer scale and spread of US military installations could stretch its defenses thin, making it challenging to protect every front. Beyond the external threats, there's also the potential for internal conflict. The United States is a diverse melting pot of cultures, religions, and political ideologies. In times of severe stress such as a world war, these differences could be exacerbated, leading to internal discord. This could potentially weaken the nation's unity and ability to respond effectively to external threats. In addition, the US economy, deeply intertwined with the global economy, could face catastrophic consequences. With widespread destruction and disruption of trade, the economy could take a massive hit, leading to a potential collapse. All these factors, from its role as a global superpower, its widespread military bases, to the potential for internal conflict and economic collapse, make the United States particularly vulnerable in a global conflict. These factors make the United States particularly vulnerable in a global conflict. Moving to the east, we find China. A titan on the world stage with its growing global influence, China is a country that cannot be overlooked. It's a nation of superlatives, housing the world's largest population, and boasting an economy that's been on a skyrocketing trajectory for decades. Yet, it's this very prominence that places China squarely in the crosshairs of potential conflict. It's a paradox of power, where strength and influence invite both admiration and animosity. Let's delve a bit deeper into this. China's economic prowess is undeniable. It's the world's largest exporter and second largest importer of goods. This economic might gives it considerable clout in global affairs. But it's not just about the money. China's ambitious Belt and Road Initiative, a massive global development strategy involving infrastructure development and investments in nearly 70 countries, has been reshaping the geopolitical landscape, extending China's influence far beyond its borders. However, this expansion hasn't been without its share of controversies. Tensions have been simmering with several nations, whether it's over territorial disputes in the South China Sea, trade wars with the United States, or concerns over human rights. These ongoing tensions could potentially escalate, making China a likely target in a global conflict. And the consequences? They would be catastrophic. With a population of over 1.4 billion people, the human cost would be unimaginable. The economic impact, too, would be profound. A destabilized China could send shockwaves through the global economy, potentially plunging it into chaos. Imagine for a moment a world where the factories that produce a vast majority of our goods grind to a halt, where the global supply chain is disrupted, leading to shortages and skyrocketing prices, where billions of people are suddenly thrust into uncertainty and turmoil. That's the potential fallout of a major conflict involving China. But it's not just about the numbers, it's about the people, the culture, the history. A country as vast and diverse as China cannot be reduced to mere statistics. It's a vibrant tapestry of human experience, and any conflict would undoubtedly leave a lasting scar on this rich tapestry. China's position makes it a likely target with devastating consequences. It's a stark reminder of the potential cost of conflict, and a call for continued efforts towards peace and understanding. Now let's turn our attention to Russia. Russia, the largest country in the world by landmass, has a rich and complex history, particularly when it comes to warfare and global conflicts. From the Tsarist era through the Soviet period and into the present day, Russia's role on the global stage has been marked by a series of military engagements and geopolitical maneuverings. Throughout history, Russia's vast size and abundance of natural resources have made it a formidable player in global conflicts. Its extensive landmass, stretching from Eastern Europe to the Arctic Ocean and from the Baltic Sea to the Pacific, provides a strategic advantage, allowing for a level of self-sufficiency and a buffer of sorts against external threats. Furthermore, Russia's copious reserves of oil, gas, and other natural resources have historically provided it with economic leverage and have been a source of contention with other nations. However, it's not just external conflicts that pose a threat. Russia's sheer size and diversity also breed a potential for internal conflict. With over 100 ethnic groups and a vast array of religious and political beliefs, Russia faces the ongoing challenge of maintaining unity and stability. These internal divisions, coupled with economic disparities and political tensions, could fuel conflict from within in the event of a Third World War. Moreover, Russia's military might and nuclear arsenal are not to be underestimated. As one of the world's top military powers, Russia has the capacity to cause significant destruction. A Third World War could see the deployment of this arsenal with catastrophic consequences, not just for Russia, but for the entire world. In the global chessboard that is geopolitics, Russia is a significant piece. Its historical role in global conflicts, vast size, abundant resources, and potential for internal and external conflict all contribute to its pivotal position in the hypothetical scenario of a Third World War. Russia's involvement in a Third World War could have dire consequences for its people and the world. The Middle East is another region that cannot be ignored. In the grand chessboard of geopolitics, the Middle East is a significant player. It's a region often defined by its conflicts, its rich history, and its vast reserves of oil. But it's also more than that. It's a collection of diverse cultures, religions, and political ideologies, all vying for stability amidst a backdrop of tension and uncertainty. The Middle East is a tinderbox of sorts. Decades of ongoing conflicts have left the region in a state of constant flux. From the Israeli-Palestinian conflict to the Syrian civil war, from the ongoing tensions between Iran and Saudi Arabia to the power struggles in Yemen, the Middle East is a region that is no stranger to conflict. This ongoing state of unrest makes the Middle East particularly vulnerable in the event of a Third World War. It's not just about the battles that could be fought on its soil, but also about the potential for further destabilization. A global conflict could fan the flames of existing tensions, leading to an escalation of violence and chaos. The strategic importance of the Middle East cannot be overstated. It's home to some of the world's largest oil reserves, making it a key player in global energy markets. This makes it a prime target in any global conflict, as controlling these resources could significantly tip the scales of power. Moreover, the Middle East's geographical location, straddling the crossroads of three continents, Asia, Africa, and Europe, makes it a strategic gateway. Any major power seeking to project its influence on a global scale would have to contend with the realities of the Middle East. In the event of a Third World War, the Middle East's complex web of alliances, rivalries, and conflicts could become even more convoluted. The region's volatility could escalate dramatically, with repercussions felt far beyond its borders. The Middle East's volatile situation could escalate dramatically in a global conflict. To recap, World War III would have devastating effects on many countries. The United States, as a global superpower, would face considerable damage and loss, potentially threatening its position on the world stage. China, with its vast population and economic might, would also be gravely impacted, with dire consequences not just for its people, but for global trade and economy. Russia, with its massive land and rich resources, would not be spared either. The fallout would be catastrophic, affecting its people, economy, and the environment for generations to come. The Middle East, already a region of intense conflict, would be further devastated. The human toll in particular would be unimaginable, with ripple effects felt around the globe. These potential outcomes underscore the unimaginable toll of global warfare. It's a stark reminder that war, especially of this magnitude, is not a solution but a path to destruction. It's not just about the countries involved, but the world at large. Therefore, it's more crucial than ever to seek diplomatic solutions to global conflicts. We need to foster understanding, cooperation, and peace among nations. We need to remember that our actions today will shape the world of tomorrow. While this is a grim picture, it underscores the importance of maintaining peace and resolving conflicts through diplomacy, not warfare. Let's strive for a world where such destructive conflicts are a thing of the past, where peace and prosperity are the norms, not the exceptions.